Urgent Chicago Bears fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Chicago Bears updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Bears fans, I hope you're as excited as I am because there's a lot to talk about today. The Chicago Bears are already shaping up to be a team to watch in 2025, and trust me, the offseason moves and draft picks are creating a buzz that's impossible to ignore. The NFL draft just wrapped up, and the Bears have been busy, not just in selecting talented rookies but also in reshaping their roster in ways that could significantly impact their future. Now, I know a lot of you are eager to know about the latest on the team's roster, especially the running back position, which has been a topic of much speculation lately. The Bears, as we speak, are in a very interesting phase. They've added some promising young players through the draft, and they've also been active in the undrafted free agent market. This combination of draft picks and signings is giving Chicago fans a lot to be hopeful about, especially considering the team's recent struggles to establish a consistent rushing attack. So, let's break down what's happening with the Bears' backfield. First, the draft saw them select Rutgers running back Kyle Monangai in the 7th round. Now, Monangai isn't a household name yet, but he's a guy with potential. Rutgers has produced some solid NFL talent over the years, and Monangai's physical style and versatility make him an intriguing prospect. Right after the draft, the Bears also signed Deion Hankins, a running back from Texas State, as an undrafted free agent. Hankins has been flying under the radar, but he's a player to keep an eye on as he gets his shot to prove himself in minicamps and off-season workouts. But beyond these rookies, there's a lot of talk about the veteran players, especially DeAndre Swift. Remember, Swift was acquired last offseason in a trade that cost the Bears a significant investment, a 3-year, $24 million contract. He came in with high expectations, especially after a solid 2022 season with the Detroit Lions, where he broke the 1,000-yard rushing mark for the first time in his career. But, as we all know, things didn't quite go as planned in 2024. Swift's production dipped, and his numbers dropped to just 959 rushing yards on 253 carries, averaging a meager 3.8 yards per carry. That's a big step down from his previous seasons, and it's caused a lot of fans and analysts to question whether he's still the same explosive runner we saw earlier in his career. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. During a recent interview, Bears general manager Ryan Poles was asked about the team's running back room, and he kept his comments pretty carefully worded. He called the room good, but what really caught everyone's attention was that he didn't even mention DeAndre Swift's name when discussing the roster or the future plans at that position. Instead, Poles highlighted players like Roscoe Johnson, Ian Wheeler, and Kyle Monangai. That's significant because it suggests the team might be considering a change, or at least that they're open to moving on from Swift. And why wouldn't they? Swift's underwhelming performance last season has certainly opened the door for speculation about his future with the Bears. His decline in productivity, coupled with the fact that the team has drafted new talent, makes a potential trade very plausible. Especially if we look at the salary cap implications, trading Swift before June 1st would free up over $6.66 million, and after June 1st, that number jumps to about $8 million in cap savings. For a team that's still trying to rebuild and retool, that's a substantial benefit. Plus, with a new coaching staff led by head coach Matt Eberflus and offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, there's an opportunity to reinvent the running game. And with a new offensive approach, the Bears might be leaning towards a more committee-based approach rather than relying heavily on Swift. But let's not forget the other players in the mix. Roscoe Johnson, who was a rookie last season, showed flashes of promise and could be a key piece moving forward. He's a versatile back with a good combination of power and agility. Travis Homer, the veteran signed last year, also adds depth and experience. Then you have Ian Wheeler, who missed his entire rookie season last year due to a torn ACL, but he's a player with potential once he fully recovers. And of course, Menengai and Hankins, the rookies, are both gearing up to showcase what they can do, starting with the upcoming rookie minicamp, which kicks off on May 9th. That's just around the corner, and fans will have a chance to see these young talents in action soon. Speaking of the minicamp, it's a crucial moment for these rookies. It's their first real audition in the NFL, and it's where they can start making a case for earning a roster spot or at least impressing the coaching staff enough to be considered for the practice squad. The Bears are clearly investing in their future at the running back position, and these mini-camp sessions are where we'll see the first signs of how serious they are about developing these young players. Now, diving a little deeper into the team's overall strategy, the Bears have been patient, but they're also not afraid to make bold moves if it benefits the team in the long run. The 2025 season is shaping up to be a pivotal year, not just because of the roster shakeups, but also because of the overall direction the franchise wants to go. With new talent coming in, both through the draft and undrafted free agency, they're laying the groundwork for a more dynamic and versatile offense. The emphasis seems to be on creating a balanced attack that can adapt to different situations, something that was sorely missing in recent years. And let's talk about the broader picture for a moment. The Bears have been building around their young quarterback, Justin Fields, who's already shown he has the talent and the leadership to be a franchise cornerstone. The team's success will heavily depend on how well they support him with a solid running game and a reliable offensive line. The draft picks and free agent signings at running back, wide receiver, and offensive line are all part of this puzzle. The organization knows that for Fields to thrive, he needs a competent run game and protection, and the recent moves indicate they're serious about improving both. There's also a lot of buzz about the defensive side of the ball, which has been the backbone of the Bears' identity for years. The team's defense has always been a strength, especially with playmakers like Roquan Smith, now with the Ravens, and the emerging talents in the secondary. The draft and offseason focus on defense have been equally aggressive, and fans are optimistic that the Bears will continue to be tough and disruptive in 2025. But right now, everyone's eyes are on that offense, particularly how the running back room will shape up and whether the team will make a bold move with Swift. Now, for the fans who are wondering about the long-term outlook, it's clear that the Bears are in a transition phase. They're trying to balance the immediate needs of competing in 2025 with building a foundation for sustained success in the years to come. The draft picks, the undrafted free agents, and even the coaching staff changes all point to a franchise that's serious about turning the page and making a real push towards contention. It's an exciting time to be a Bears fan because every move, every rookie signing, and every trade rumor adds another layer to that story. And speaking of that story, it's worth mentioning that the Bears' history is filled with ups and downs, but they've always been a team with a passionate fan base and a resilient spirit. From the glory days of the 1980s to recent seasons filled with rebuilding, the Chicago Bears have a unique place in NFL history. This current roster, with all its new pieces, is poised to write a new chapter, and fans are eagerly waiting to see how it all unfolds on the gridiron. The offseason is just the beginning, and the real test will come when organized team activities and training camp start. But if the early signs are any indication, Chicago is gearing up for a much more competitive and exciting 2025. So, as we keep an eye on the roster battles, the mini-camps, and the possible trades, one thing is clear: the Bears are serious about making this season count. The excitement is building, and the anticipation of seeing these young players step up and contribute is something every fan should be looking forward to. Whether it's the rookies fighting for a spot, the veterans proving their worth, or new offensive schemes coming to life, this is definitely a rebuild worth watching. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these moves? Do you think the team is headed in the right direction? Are you excited about the rookies and the potential trades? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. Remember, the offseason is just the beginning, and I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and news about your beloved Chicago Bears. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's get ready for what promises to be an exhilarating 2025 season. This team has a story to tell, and we're all part of it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.